Hi, it's Pete Reed, and today what I want to do is to have a quick look at how we can calculate the electricity costs using Google Sheets. Now this is in the face of unprecedented prices rises in power, but using Google Sheets we can calculate the various bits and pieces as to how much each appliance actually costs us to use. Now the things that we actually need before we can start is the unit charge from your provider. This is written as kilowatt hours, or price per kilowatt hour. You'll find that on your electric bill. The energy used by your appliance, again on every appliance in the UK certainly, there is a badge that tells you what the wattage is of that particular appliance. We need to turn that into kilowatts and we'll look at that. The number of hours a day that you actually use the appliance, so that will give us the usage of the appliance, and the number of the appliance that you actually have. So for example, if we're talking about kettles, you may only have one. But if we're talking about light bulbs, you may have 30. And then all we do is multiply those together to actually find out the cost. Now the unit charge from your provider is in pounds per kilowatt hour. And the unit charge is based on the cost of using 1 kilowatt of energy in 1 hour and is written as kilowatt hour. And the cost is written on your electricity bill. My electric bill has two rates at the moment, a day rate between 6:30 in the morning and 12:30 at night, which is at 26.6 pence, and a night rate between 12:30 and 6:30 in the morning, and that is at 9 pence, 9.9 pence. So again, we've got two rates. Now the energy used by your appliance, so if I take my kettle as an example, as you can see my kettle is actually rated at 3000 watts. So to convert watts into kilowatts, we simply divide it by 1000. So therefore my kettle is 3000 watts, or 3000, so to convert that into kilowatts, divide it by 1000 and we get 3 kilowatts. So for every hour of use, my kettle uses 3 kilowatts of energy. We next need to calculate the number of hours a day that we actually use the appliance. So for example, my kettle takes 2 minutes to boil 2 mugs of water. I actually timed it, and I have around 10 cups a day. So that makes 2 times 10, so the kettle is on for about 20 minutes a day. Now we need that number as a decimal figure, so 20 minutes divided by 60 equals 0.33 recurring of an hour. So my daily use for the kettle is 0.33 hours. So all we need to do now is to stick all that into a calculation. So my day rate was 0.266, my energy rating was 3 kilowatts, number of appliances is 1, my daily use is 0.33 of an hour, and that comes out at 26 pence a day for me to run my kettle. Now note that was boiling 2 mugs of water. If I actually fill the kettle, it takes 5 minutes to boil, and that would increase the price to 66 pence a day. So again, only using the energy that we actually need. So let's launch Google. Okay, so we've launched Google Sheets, and as you can see we've got the row numbers down the side and the column letters across the top. But what I want to do first of all is just to zoom in a little bit to make it easier to see what I'm actually doing. Now what we've said is that the unit cost that I'm working with is 0.266, and that is my price per unit, my price per kilowatt hour. What we also have got here is the item that I'm going to be looking at, the appliance. And the appliance I want to look at is my kettle. Underneath here we've got the wattage of the kettle, so the wattage, and we've said the wattage was 3000, and that's in watts. But we need to transfer that into kilowatts. So I can type kilowatts here, and my kilowatts is going to be, press the equal sign to build a calculation, point to the 3000 and divide it by 1000, and that gives me my kilowatts. The next stage is the number of appliances. Now notice how appliances is actually coming over into this column. Now I can just type in a 1 and it will chop it off. So what I want to do is just to make the column A a bit wider. There we go, so that we can actually see that I've got the 1 kettle. We now need to do something else. What have I forgotten? I remember, hours of use. So how long do I actually use the kettle for? And we said that I was going to use it for 20 minutes out of 60, which gives me a 0.33 of my hourly use for my kettle, or my daily use of my kettle. So now what I want to do is to calculate my daily bill. So my daily bill for this appliance is equals to say I'm building a calculation. Now it comes up with a sum because it's trying to be helpful, but that's not particularly helpful at the moment. So I want my unit cost multiplied by, which is the asterisk, my kilowatt hours that I'm actually going to use it for, multiplied by the number of appliances I'm talking about, multiplied by the hours of use, and press the enter key. So as you can see, if I use my kettle for 20 minutes a day, a 3 kilowatt kettle filled with 2 mugs of water, it comes out at 26.6 pence a day for me to sup tea, which is not a bad rate at all. Now if I change this and say this time I want to talk about light bulbs, now I've got a 100-watt light bulb, and if I use a 100-watt light bulb and I've got 10 of them in the house and I use them for 4 hours a day, then my use of 10 light bulbs a day for 4 hours comes to £1.06 a day. However, I've only got one 100-watt light bulb left, and that's in the loft where nobody ever goes, but all my other light bulbs are rated at 15 watts or below. So if I type in 15 watts, then as you can see, I'm using about 16 pence worth of electricity on energy. Now there's a lot of things that we can actually do on here. We can actually play about and change the various things. So for example, if I change that to a toaster, my toaster is 1000 watts, so it's 1 kilowatt. I've got 2 in the house, and they're both on maybe 5 minutes each, so let's say it's going to be equals 10 divided by 60, and so it costs me 9 pence to make my toast in the morning. Okay, I hope that helped. Hopefully now you'll be able to sort of try and save a bit of money by more effective use of appliances, identifying which ones are costing you money and chopping a bit out of your electric bill. Hope that helps. Talk to you later. Bye.